Well, summer is always a great time to go fishing, but it is a phenomenal time to go and target catfish. And tonight, that's exactly what we're doing. Hey, I'm Adam Eakle, and thanks for tuning in. Yeah, we're meeting up with some guys today, some older gentlemen that's what they love to do. They love to target catfish, and exclusively big catfish. Tonight, we're gonna learn some of their techniques, go out in the Rogers Performance Marine Lund Impact, load them all up, see if we can catch some hogs here at Utah Lake. Just a little bump back. Perfect.
So we're gonna go out and head down toward the airport, and there's a feeding shelf kind of spot there we're gonna look at. And when things aren't super active, you can almost always find them hanging just on one side or the other of that transition.
Anyway, what's the goal?
20 to 30 catfish with 5 or more over 10 pounds.
5 or more over 10?
Yeah, you need 28 and a half or 29 to get to 10 pounds. So that's the plan. So this is a kind of a shallow point.
Jim grew up in Oregon catching giant king salmon on the Rogue River. And after moving to Utah for school and making Utah his home, he still enjoys catching fish, but he's always wanted to catch fish that fight hard.
And that feeling of just raw power was something that has always stuck with me. And that's one of the reasons that I came here and took up catfishing, because there are so few opportunities to get that feeling of just that kind of power in Utah. So this is actually quite a few years of trial and error.
Jim has come up with his own trolling rig for catfishing. He uses a sliding sinker about a 3/4 ounce to 1 1/4 ounce, 18 inches above a spin glow. Below that is a 6/0 circle hook with a 1/0 stinger hook that Jim says usually hooks fresh white bass, his favorite bait for catching big catfish.
We're going to put a head piece of a white bass on here, and then on the back hook, I'm going to find a little sliver, but you'll notice we'll have 3 different colors in the water. And if the fish seem to be more lethargic today, we'll downsize the spin glows and the bait sizes and slow the speed a little bit, but they've been pretty active lately. Yeah, these are usually 80 to 100 or maybe even 120 feet behind the boat. Typically we target about 0.7 miles an hour. If the fish are really active, they'll hit up to 1 or 1.2. So we're searching for an olfactory hunter. They're hunting mostly by sense of smell and somewhat by noise. Most people for catfishing, they just toss the bait out and it sits. And the scent dissipates in a circle around wherever they put it, okay? Well, it's dissipating at the same rate here, but we're drawing a line across the bottom. And any catfish moving around feeding, if he swims across that line and he's hunting, then he's going to follow the line up to the bait.
Oh, that's a good fish. That one's stripping line.
Yeah. If you can get it out of the holder, it's all yours. This is more normal. Every 10 to 20 minutes there's a fish on.
Pretty fast.
Okay.
Got a double. Doubled.
That seems like a good fish, John.
What do you like about these fish?
The way they fight, right? You catch a trout and it's wiggle their head twice and they give it up.
Fish is coming up.
Awesome. Great fish to catch. You know, if you want to have a great fight, come here, catch a big channel cat, and game on.
But what is it about catfish other than the pole that you like so much? I mean, and there's a lot of them here.
Yeah, you pretty much summarized it. I mean, we've shown a couple of these where you can barely lift the fish and they take off and make a hard run. That's a catfish. A lot of days you can do that 30 times or more in an outing, in a 6 or 8 hour outing, and that just isn't available hardly anywhere else. I think I know.
Pull and drag now.
So that one's 6 or 7 pounds, maybe 8. All right. I think he's 28, which would make it close to 9 pounds.
Close, 8.5. 8.5.
Yeah, right on, man.
Look at that face. What a gorgeous fish.
Ah, you're the only one that hasn't caught a fish.
You need a 30-incher under
I
your
have
belt.
not caught a big one. Boy, it's not tugging much. It's heavy though.
Yeah, and a lot of times they'll do that, especially after about the 1st of July. And then they'll get close to the boat.
Yeah. Now he's stripping line.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. There just aren't a lot of places in Utah you can find this, where you can catch 20 fish a day.
Yeah, and they're big. He's not letting me gain on him.
So what's your best channel today?
I don't know. I would guess 6 or 7 pounds.
Okay.
It'll get bigger than that.
I was
today.
hoping, you know, you were going to say you hadn't caught a 10-pounder, and we would say challenge accepted.
I don't know if I've ever caught a 10-pounder. Oh, he just saw the boat.
I love it. That's what we came for.
There he is. Man, that's a pretty fish.
Big fish.
That's a good
Ni-
one. That might be one of my biggest.
Nice.
Holy cow!
Come Adam!
That might be the biggest fish this boat put in it.
Hey!
All right. High five, John.
Good job,
Thank
man.
you guys. Thanks for letting me go. Yeah, that was a tussle, man. That was a good fish.
That's awesome, yeah. Heck yeah.
Big old bugger, isn't he? I'd say a good 29-inch fish.
Right on 10 pounds if you want to see that.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Sure is. 10.2 pounds.
One of the common misconceptions about these catfish is that they lay on the bottom and eat just things that have died. But look at that powerful tail. I mean, it's not shaped like that, and how sleek they are. This is a predator.
What a neat fish. What should people be looking for in structure to look for this time of year?
Most people think the lake is just a big flat bowl, and compared to some lakes it is, but what I like to fish most is transitions, and that's what we started out doing this morning. There's an area back over here where the water went from 7 feet-ish down to 9 or 10 feet. Who's up?
Get him.
You are, Jim.
I guess I'm up, all right. And very often when the weather starts to warm, you have a hard time finding active fish, but if you zigzag back and forth across those transitions, they're usually hunkered down there either just below on the deep side or just above on the high side. So this rod is have to look at it, an Ugly Stick Pro Light, which is a Walmart special if I remember right.
Hey, Ugly Stick's caught a lot of fish.
But yeah, I love them just because of the weight combo. The line on here, the main line is 14 pound. The leaders are 40 pound and 3 to 4 feet long, so that when those catfish thrash, they're not going to cut that main line. And I just prefer a little bit lighter tackle than a lot of cat fishermen, because this is what I love.
You love the fight.
You see that thing peel off the drag there, and I can barely lift this. You just don't find that very many places in Utah. My rule is, if they feel heavy, when they get close to the boat, if they make one run, they're probably going to be 8 or 9 pounds. If every run takes them up about
An extra pound or two.
well, not a pound, but he's not that big. Nice fish though, big tail. Yeah, he's maybe 9 pounds. Thank you. Yeah, this one's color's really pretty.
These fish are powerful, tasty,
Man, that might be a 10-pound fish.
and well worth the effort.
He's not a 10-pound fish, but
It's your turn, Greg.
Jim, somebody get it.
Jim.
It's Jim's turn.
I think it's Adam's turn.
Oh, I'm good.
If nobody wants to.
well, it's not that.
You're
We're
good.
just
Go
trying
ahead.
to make sure
We're gonna
everybody
catch a lot of
gets in on it.
So I always thought, thousands of Utahns that catfish are nasty, and they're in Utah Lake, which makes it even more nasty. And then I hooked up with Jim, and Jim showed me a whole new way to fish, different style, different methods.
I mean, to me, good is anything over 9 pounds.
That's good.
But they're all good, like you said. Some are just a little better than others. You getting close, John?
You like eating them?
Yeah, they're very good to eat. I do let Jim cook them though.
Oh yeah, that's a nice fish. I hadn't seen the length yet, but
Oh yeah.
just skinny fish. So when I do catfish, if I'm going to eat them, I always bleed them. And so an hour or so before you're going to quit for the day, you'll take them like this and open up and use your shears or a knife and clip the gill.
All right, so we're off the water, and like we were saying, catfish is a delicacy for a lot of people, especially in the southeast.
Yeah.
It's not like cleaning a trout, Jim.
Not like cleaning a trout.
And you have a particular way that you do it. What's your method?
Well, so for this guy, I built the board for this. I have a hole to catch that big side fin, stuff it in there, and then, as I was saying a minute ago, you make a line, an imaginary line, between the anal orifice and the back of this fin right here, and just slice down there so that you don't get into the gut cavity, and then slice it off. I left something in the car.
That easy.
That easy. They are really, really easy.
Yeah, it's a
And
pretty
if we
good
hadn't
fillet.
Bled them, this would all be
Bloody.
a lot different.
Is there any meat up here on the shoulders?
There is, but you have to work all around this bone.
Yeah.
So there's a little bit right in here. And as I was explaining, you can see it starting to turn kind of a yellow color maybe here.
Yep.
It gets a lot more up here. So I just don't worry about it because it's higher fat content.
And you don't want the fat.
And we don't want the fat.
So what are you doing here? You're just taking the...
So just removing the skin. I want to cut down till I can feel it a little bit and then just gradually work it along the skin.
Nice sharp knife, the better.
Yeah.
Sharper the better.
So there's a really nice fillet. And then we talked earlier about contaminants. The contaminants in the catfish here are fat soluble, and the highest concentration of fat is along this lateral line.
Okay.
So I take this sharp knife and I make a V cut all along the lateral line. Just divide it into two pieces, and when we get that out, you'll see that by the coloring, this is mostly all fatty tissue right in here.
You don't want it anyway.
You don't want it anyway. And
Yep.
so there's two nice fillets from your catfish, and it's much lower in contaminants than if you left this in it.
And how do you like to eat them, Jim?
So I like it with a simple pan fry method. Just coat it with a commercial coating mix. I usually cut it about 50% with flour and then fry it. You want to cook it a little longer than you normally would. Instead of 145 degrees, about 165 degrees. And that way the catfish gets completely done and they have a better flavor.
And obviously people have different ways of filleting catfish. If you have any, leave us in the comments. We'd love to see, some ideas that you might have, some constructive criticism. We're always looking to learn, right?
That's why we're here.
I don't know about you guys, but I lost count after 14, 15 fish. We caught a lot of fish today. Big fish too.
We did, yep.
Yeah. What did we figure? Three fish over 10. Yeah. And there's bigger ones in here, like Chris Penny's fish from this spring. That was 28 pounds or something like that.
Yeah, and in September and October, we would have had 2 or 3 that were 12 pounds instead of the ones that are barely 10 like today.
Yeah. An underutilized fishery in your...
Definitely. But don't tell anybody.
We won't. Just our closest friends. Is that okay?
That's good.
All right. Well, get out here to Utah Lake. It is fun. I had fun. Did you guys have a good time?
Had a great time. Thanks, Adam.
No, thank you guys. That was a lot of fun. Pleasure. Get out here to Utah Lake. Come out. Use some of these methods that these guys had. Get out here and catch some of these big old cats. I'm Adam Eakle, KSL Outdoors. We'll see you next weekend. Good night.